Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Friday, April 23rd. We're going to be going over some NBA DFS picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel. But before we get started, we're going to take a quick look back at yesterday's picks and see how they turned out. So these were the ones that I did make early on in the morning. Like I said, didn't get a chance to update them yesterday due to baseball practice. So we're going to go with the ones that we had initially. On the DraftKings side, we had Kobe White, $5,500, ended up with 30.25 points, so he was a hit. Josh Jackson, $5,500, got to 39.5, so he was also a hit. And then Mikal Bridges, $4,800, looking for 24 points out of him, got to 26, so he was a hit. Cam Johnson ended up in that starting lineup, $3,500, looking for 17, 18 points out of him, got to 20.5, so he was a hit. And then the lone miss on the DraftKings side was Isaiah Stewart, $5,800, looking for 29 points out of him, got to 26.25, so he was a miss, but probably not one they hurt you too bad overall. So pretty solid day overall on the DraftKings side. Then on the FanDuel side, we had Cole Anthony, $6,300, looking for about 31, 32 points out of him. Got to 24, so he was a miss. Game kind of ended up in a blowout, and I believe he only played like 25 minutes because of it. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense there, but still a miss regardless. Then we had Josh Jackson, $5,500, looking for 27, 28 points out of him. Got to 38.8, so he was a hit. Miles Bridges, $6,400, looking for 32 points out of him. Got to 26.5. He was a miss. Only ended up playing 27 minutes yesterday. That was another blowout game that pretty much hurt him overall. Then Isaiah Stewart, once again, $5,500, looking for 27, 28 points out of him. Got to 25.6, so he was a miss, but probably not one that killed you too bad overall. And then Tristan Thompson, $4,100, looking for 20, 21 points out of him. Got to 23.9, so he was a hit. So overall, DraftKings side very good. FanDuel side kind of hit or miss. So if you guys were up to date on all the injuries and everything, there was quite a bit of value that came out later on the day for both sites, whether it was the Spurs or a couple other values here and there as well. But with that being said, we'll get into today's injuries. So we'll start off with the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. Victor Oladipo out once again. Tyler Hero, game time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing. And then Gabe Vincent probable as always. For the Atlanta Hawks, the biggest one is Trae Young being out. Then you have pretty much the same cast of guys out. Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, Chris Dunn, Tony Snell looking like he's not going to play. And then Clint Capella and Gallinari are both game time decisions as well. We'll just see who ends up playing. Then we move over to the Boston Celtics, and Evan Fournier is out once again. Robert Williams and Jaylen Brown are both game time decisions. Both obviously didn't play yesterday. Then Kemba Walker is likely to rest on the back-to-back. I don't think he's played a single back-to-back all season. So you're going to be seeing some Peyton Pritchard, some Marcus Smart, guys like that. Then over on the Brooklyn side, James Harden's out once again. Claxton's out. Chiwuza's out. Tyler Johnson looking like he's not going to play. Reggie Perry, Kevin Durant, Mike James, all game-time decisions. We'll just have to see who plays out of that trio. Then we move over to the Clippers. Jay Scrub, Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka, Patrick Beverly all out once again. And then Rajon Rondo is a game-time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing. For the Houston Rockets, it's looking like maybe they'll get a couple of these guys back. Kevin Porter Jr. is out. Dave Nwaba's out. Dante Exum's out. Sterling Brown unlikely to play. Daniel House, Eric Gordon, DJ Augustine. They're all in the green, so 1, 2, 3 of these guys have a chance of playing tonight. So we'll just see who ends up playing out of that group. Something to follow for sure today. Then we move down to the Wizards, and it's just Rui Hachimura out once again. Thunder, pretty much the same as they were the last time out. Muscala, Hall, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Deck all out. And then Lou Dort is a game-time decision. We'll see if he's back today or not. Cleveland Cavaliers, they do get Dylan Windler back today. Otherwise, they're exactly the same. Hornets, exactly the same as they've been. Same 4 guys out. And then the Nuggets, exactly the same as they've been. Just Monte Morris out. The Warriors have Eric Paschall, Damian Lee out, and then Juan Toscano Anderson's a game-time decision. And Grizzlies just have Valanciunas out, so you're going to see some more Xavier Tillman. We'll see if Jaren Jackson Jr. plays a couple more minutes in this game as well. Then we move over to the Trailblazers. Zach Collins has obviously been out for the whole year. And then Derrick Jones Jr., game-time decision. Blevins, game-time decision. Not too worried about him, though. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on the injuries for today's slate. It is a 7-game slate, so a pretty good size slate. Not too big, not too small. Kind of right in that little sweet spot. These are kind of the slates I kind of like to play a little bit more. But with that being said, we'll get moving over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So at the point guard position, we got Brandon Goodwin, and he is $3,400, looking for 17 points out of him. Averaging about 10 on the season, but no Trae Young today, so that's definitely going to boost him up. He's going to be one of probably the most popular value picks today. I assume he's in that starting lineup once again, which he's kind of done most of the time this season when Trae Young's been out. Then at shooting guard, we got Raul Neto, $3,400 as well. Looking for 17 points out of him. It's about what he's averaging on the season. He's been in that starting lineup, playing more minutes lately, so I expect that to continue today. Then at small forward, we got Will Barton. Slight price down spot for him, $5,500. Looking for 27, 28 points out of him. Averaging just under 26 on the season. There was a stretch there where he was playing really well. Kind of had a couple hit or miss games in recent memory, but it's a pretty good pace-up spot against the Warriors. I think it's definitely a matchup he can take advantage of, and a pretty good value overall. Then at power forward, we got Davis Bertans, $4,300, looking for 21, 22 points out of him. I believe he played 29 minutes the last time, so his minutes are slowly creeping back up. He's been playing better. His price isn't jumping up. And now Denny Avdia is hurt for like at least 12 weeks too, so they have even less depth, and he's one of the what I would consider real NBA players on their team, so I expect him to play a fair share of minutes and produce it once again. Then at center, we got Joseph Nurkic, and he's $5,200, looking for 26 points out of him. He's averaging over that on the season, so pretty good matchup for him against the Grizzlies. I think it's one he can take advantage of, and just a good price down spot for him overall. Hopefully he doesn't burn me. I think I played him 3 times this whole season, and 2 of the times were the 2 times he got hurt, so crossing my fingers that doesn't happen again tonight. But if you go with these 5 players on DraftKings, you have $28,200 left over, $9,400 per player, so definitely some room, some flexibility to pay up for some of these stud players like Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. Definitely quite a few of them out there today. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So on the FanDuel side, we have Raul Neto at $3,600. We're looking for about 18 points out of him, averaging about 17 on the season. Same kind of thing I said on the DraftKings side, but in that starting lineup, been playing decent minutes. It's a pretty decent matchup for him as well, so I think he's an overall solid play today. Then at shooting guard, went with Kevin Huerter. He's $5,400, looking for 27 points out of him, averaging just under 25 on the season. No Trae Young once again today, so he could see a couple extra shots there. Been playing fairly well recently as well, so he's a guy that I don't think you can go overly wrong with today. Then small forward is really yucky today. There is nobody that was really projecting 5 times value for me. Went with Joe Harris, just because he's kind of like a decent price spot. This one probably could change throughout the day. $5,300, looking for 26, 27 points out of him. Averaging about 23 on the season. If Kevin Durant doesn't play once again, should see a little bit more usage and the shot volume that he's kind of been seeing. So can't go too wrong there overall. Then at power forward, went right back to Davis Bertans like we did on the DraftKings side. $4,800, looking for 24 points out of him. Like I said, playing more minutes. It's been playing better as of late, and they just don't have a lot of depth on their team overall. Then at center on FanDuel was not quite as nice. There's like 3 guys that projected 5 times value or better for me, and I'm going with Kelly Olynyk, $5,200. 26 points is what you're looking for out of him. That's about what he's averaging on this season. Still playing decent minutes for the Rockets. Just hasn't been quite as good the last 2 games, so that's why he's priced down a little bit. And I think it's a matchup that you could take advantage of in terms of that pricing. But if you go with these 5 guys over on FanDuel for today, you'll have $35,700 left over. Just over $8,900 per player. So like I said on the DraftKings side, you have some room to pay up for some of these stud players and then kind of fill in with some value picks later on in the day. But with that being said, these are my picks for both DraftKings and FanDuel for today, April 23rd. As always, if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And then, as always, I'll be listing all the news, injury updates, and hopefully all the starting lineups once again tonight, since it is a little bit later start. And with that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. And definitely helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. And that's truly one for you, the viewers, helping you guys with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you guys with your fantasy football teams, covering all the different football news this offseason, especially as we head into that NFL draft. But with that being said, if you are a newer or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I put up a new video. And like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos like this, and then going to be dropping some of that NFL draft content this weekend as well. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully you all do very well in NBA DFS tonight. And as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.